Yeah, make sure y'all give the video a like, subscribe to the channel if y'all enjoy the content. I will have a donations link in the description box below. And there's also a disclaimer in the description box below. You have to keep in mind this one I resonate with all of y'all. So let's go ahead and get started with the energy reading. What's the current energy for today for October 2025? What's the current energy for today for October 2025? Seven of Wands, Four of Wands, Tower reverse, Knight of Cups reverse. Okay, so from the looks of it there is some reconciliation energy that's coming out through the cards, but at the same time, there's some type of troublemaker somewhere in the background. Yeah, Six of Swords reverse. Someone's trying to cause trouble. The Empress, the Ending card reverse. Some of you could be a Scorpio or a Libra. Capricorn. Yeah, so someone don't want to walk away from you. In a Pentacle reverse and the Three of Swords reverse. So the current energy for the day is someone may be doing things in order to try to get you paranoid or suspicious of trying to give off this energy as if you're in trouble for something, but you're really not. This is something that you're protected from with the Seven of Wands energy. The main reason why someone is trying to do this to you is because someone may not want to move on from you because there is a lot of reconciliation energy. This person that don't want to move on from you is not the one that's causing trouble. It's someone else that is jealous of this individual wanting to return to you. And this is why this is being done. But you're protected from that. And they have the Page of Cups in reverse for the underlying energy. So yeah, someone's relentlessly trying to cause problems and trouble with a situation that don't want you to move on from it because someone wants to return back to you because something about someone's feelings, like they have feelings for you. So there's a past person that wants to return back to you, but yet there's someone else that is trying to cause problems for you. Whatever this is that's doing this is not going to work with the Devil card reverse. This is definitely connected to a lot of dishonesty, a lot of slander. Some of y'all there had to go through a lot of slander, a lot of dishonesty. Somebody could have been on some fake pages doing something with the Page of Swords and the Page of Cups reverse to have you bothered with the Eight of Cups reverse like that. But the truth is all about everything of what has been being done. You haven't been bothered anybody with the Three of Swords reverse. Someone's only doing this is because somebody wants to return back to you. That's why. Someone could also be discovering the fact of why y'all broke up. It wasn't due to you causing the breakup. It was due to the same, like if some of you are still going through a situation, it's due to a situation that don't want to leave you alone, had a lot to do with you and this individual separating. And they're figuring this out. They're finding out a lot of truths about that. That they made the wrong decision. They should have just stayed with you by your side. Instead of leave you in a cold like that, because this had a lot to do with this individual leaving you. These individuals were the main cause of this individual leaving you. And the same individuals that caused this are the same ones that are bothering you. That's what this energy feels like. Hold on, y'all. Let me go ahead and clarify that. Clarify that energy. The Ten of Cups almost wanted to turn over. Yeah, Two of Cups. Okay, so that's the truth. That's the truth. Clarify the Two of Cups. Page of Pentacle reverse. So you and this individual are not talking yet. Y'all are not speaking to each other, but there's a lot of telepathy that may be going on. So you're picking up this individual's energy through telepathy, but y'all are not physically communicating with each other. This is something that they didn't like. They didn't believe you on something. They was kind of hesitant, but there's something that's coming back in order to let this individual know that whatever is bothering you, whatever situation that is relentlessly trying to get in the way of you moving on or trying to cause issues with this with you, could be trying to cause legal issues with you. This right here is the same individual that has been trying to cause, like that caused a separation between you and this individual. Yeah, look at that temperature verse as I'm saying that. So if you felt off about this individual not wanting to talk to you anymore, it's because of this right here. Sound like to me there's other individuals that know about that too. If someone has a plan to keep on causing an injustice to you, to bother you because of you and this individual once had a very strong connection with one another, this is not going to work out too well for these individuals with the Tower reverse, because everything is going back to them that they're stalking this individual and bothering this individual. This is a Fourth Amendment violation that this individual may be dealing with from these individuals. Yeah, these are individuals that's not respecting their power with the justice reverse. For me to channel the Fourth Amendment like that, that's something to do with the law that's not doing something right when it comes to this person. They're violating this individual's Fourth Amendment with unreasonable searches upon their device and watching their house, but yet they're in a whole nother jurisdiction. They can't be doing that. This is outside of the city limits and also the parish or the county's jurisdiction. They cannot be doing that because that's not a state law. Like that's not the state law. Okay, so they're violating state law jurisdiction across the state lines when it comes to that. There's something about some federal violations are coming out here about this individual's rights being violated over the state lines in a whole nother state. So you and this individual may be a bit of a distance from each other. And yet this was going on ever since the last time that you spoke to this individual. You and this individual has been aggressively stalked over and over and over and over and over. They could have been with somebody else with the Ten of Pentacles reverse. This was all set up this way, and something could be coming out about that. Like something was set up, like something was premeditated to send somebody else in to get this individual away from you in order to put them somewhere where they really don't want to be. Because of this individual being stalked by these same individuals that don't want to leave you alone and keep wanting to bother you, keep trying to get you in trouble when you're not committing any crime or the justice reverse. I'm going to tell you why they keep on trying to get you in trouble is because they don't want you and this individual together because this is your person for some of you out there. Now, this will not resonate with all of y'all, but this is your person. Why am I getting that this is this individual's person? Hermit reverse, Virgo energy. Some of you, this could be a Virgo, or you could be a Virgo. Don't have to be. I'm also getting it. It wasn't a wise decision for this individual to turn their back on you. Clarify that. The Four of Swords. It's like this individual ignored guidance. They ignored guidance. They didn't take time out to themselves enough to really listen to their intuition when it comes to a situation. But from the way it looks here, like there's something that don't want to leave you alone, possibly on a legal level, but whatever is being done to you is corrupt. This is corrupt. This is a violation of your rights. And something could literally be connected to this individual with a Ten of Pentacles reverse that you may not know about. But I'm definitely getting something very significant about a Fourth Amendment violation of this individual having unreasonable searches on them through their device, like illegally tracking them from another jurisdiction. These individuals are tracking them, seeing what they're doing, continuously monitoring them to make sure that they stay somewheres with the Ten of Pentacles reverse. But I'm getting it. There's also a monitoring, some type of monitoring from other individuals that are higher than these individuals. The feds could be monitoring this. They need to. They need to. I'm also hearing two states of the FBI could be collaborate with one another. There's a joint team effort investigation between two FBI field officers from one state to another state. They're going to pull this individual out of this connection because there's something that's being done that's very corrupt, very illegal. With the Ten of Pentacles reverse, they're going to have this individual removed out of this connection. Why? There's going to be a warrant for someone's residence, issued for someone's residence that's in a marriage, and they're going to pull this individual out of there. I'm just going based off what I'm channeling intuitively, y'all. There's some type of warrant, a search warrant. They're not going to get arrested or whatever. They're just going to be removed out of this connection. Like, whatever's going on, there could be something coming out about a fraudulent marriage. Okay, so that would be another reason why they're involved. They could be showing up with a search warrant. There's going to be the raid agents that's going to show up with a search warrant, have this individual removed out this connection, and possibly help them move back with their family with the Four of Wands. But they're not in trouble, though. They're not in trouble. I don't know if this other person could be in trouble, but there's definitely somebody getting in trouble. This is some type of marriage fraud that has been discovered. Okay, so this is a serious issue. This is a very serious issue. Once again, I'm not trying to blow the covers to, blow the cover to the higher ups out there. This is just something that's coming out through my intuition very heavily. But I'm definitely getting something to do with a search warrant being executed at someone's residence, a federal search warrant being signed off by a judge. Someone's having their residence searched, and the individual's going to be helped to have them relocate back with their family with the Four of Wands. And I don't know if this other person that they may be married to or engaged to, but there's a marriage, so there's not an engagement. There's a marriage that's a fraudulent marriage that has been discovered throughout an investigation in a whole different jurisdiction. Like, this is a whole nother state's jurisdiction. Okay? But anyways, I'm definitely getting something about a search warrant being executed at this individual's residence, and they could be escorted out of there, but they're not going to be mean to the individual. They're going to be very kind towards them. They're not in trouble. They're not in trouble. They're going to be alerted to why this is happening, because this ain't right. This individual may not even have any information on what was being done, even though they may have a bit of information, like they could have recently discovered something, but they don't have the full truth on what this is. But I'm going to tell you right now, they're going to give them the information, and they could be giving them the information about what was done to you. So this is going to be the feds in a different state giving somebody information on what was done to you. And this right here is going to better to clear up a lot of things. So you may end up hearing from this individual again. This is something on a serious federal level here is what I'm getting. And it's connected to some type of marriage fraud. That's why they're involved. But the individual is not in trouble. Though. With the Four of Wands, they're not in trouble. They're just going to be told like they have to relocate. They may help them relocate back with their family. They don't have to move at a long distance or whatever, but they may have to move a good 40 minutes away. That may be back with their family, except they need to be back with their family. They don't need to be in this connection, and they're not going to be in this connection. They're actually going to be removed out of it. Good. Good. I'm also hearing the U.S. Marshals going to be showing up too. Good. Good. That means that somebody's doing their job the right way. Okay, so these are the feds that don't play. These are the ones that you see on the news whenever you see them searching people's house. But this is something that you're not going to see on the news. This is a private type of situation here to where the news crew is not going to come out. They're going to show up and they're going to have this individual removed out of this residence because not in a forceful way, y'all. Like, they're not going to be mean to them or hurt them. No, they're not in trouble. They're concerned about this individual's well-being because of this individual could be being subjected to being used. There's a lot of using energy here. There could be some TRAFFICKING going on. Their youngins could be being TRAFFICKING or TRAFFICKED. So they could be a parent and their youngins are being subjected to what I just said. Something could have had you falsely accused of doing that. Okay, so that would explain fake pages here. But there's somebody has to be doing something to you in order for this to be happening like that. So this could be something that they could be finding out that you're being falsely accused of, but you're not doing this. It turns out it's the people that keep on bothering you and stalking you are actually doing this to you with this individual. Trust that somebody got evidence on this. Trust that somebody out there got evidence on this. That's why a search warrant will be executed at someone's place of residence because of this being figured out. They're going to shut this shit down is what I'm getting. They're going to shut this shit down. This ain't going to be happening no more. Hold on. Give me another confirmation. Confirm that. Judgment reverse. Some of you could be a Scorpio. There's something that, yeah, you was being falsely accused of shit. So some of you could be a Scorpio. Don't have to be. You have Scorpio, Sagittarius, Libra, Capricorn, Scorpio, Libra again. So some of you could be one of these signs. Judgment card reverse. You being falsely accused of doing things that you're not doing, etc. Clarify that judgment reverse. Yeah, Queen of Swords reverse. So this is connected to some type of malicious prosecution. Something very significant about malicious prosecution. These individuals are trying to have you prosecuted for the things that you're not doing, but yet this is what they're doing to you, connected to this individual that's outside of their jurisdiction. Yeah, this is a lot of corruption here that's being discovered. Clarify that. Yeah, Nine of Pentacles reverse. This is connected to TRAFFICKING. That's what the Nine of Pentacles reverse means. Exploitation. This could be connected into some money laundering with the Ten of Pentacles reverse. Laundered money. The Ten of Pentacles reverse, a logical meaning means laundered money, money laundering, etc. So, okay, so you was being falsely accused of doing this because somebody had to been sending pictures, explicit pictures to someone where you're located at, but yet somebody is on a fake page of you posing as you because this is set up this way and in order for these individuals to keep on trying to get in the way of something. This is how this is being done. So you're being falsely accused and subjected to harassment due to what individuals are doing to you while it's connected to this situation because, like I said, these individuals are being used for that to happen, possibly. And something's been discovered about that this is not you behind that. With the judgment reverse, some of you could be a Scorpio, don't have to be. This is not you behind all of this right here. You're being falsely accused and having to take the blame for other people's wrongdoings. Okay, so that would explain why the higher-ups may be involved in a different state. There will be two states collaborating, but it's not the state law is what I'm getting. I mean, it could be them with another state's jurisdiction, but I'm getting mainly the higher-ups. This is federal level base violations. King of Swords reverse. As I'm saying that. So this is connected to crooked officials that have been behind these accounts pages doing this to someone. This is connected to corrupt officials with a King of Swords reverse. Yeah, Knight of Swords reverse. This is what they're discovering that officials are behind doing this to you and doing this to this individual, King of Wands. There's also someone that could have reported this activity that you was going through. There could be a fire sign man. That could be an official that could have worked for these individuals at one time. This could be a Leo masculine. I'm getting something about a lion. This could be a Leo masculine. Don't have to be. This is someone that could have worked around these individuals at one time that could have reported this for you and stood up for you. But he no longer works for this department. He turned some of these individuals in and submitted evidence to them at what was being subjected to along with this person. Yeah, Ten of Wands. There was a fire sign man that gathered evidence on this, that turned some of these individuals in on what was being done to you. This could have been something very significant about 10 weeks. 10 weeks. This guy could have spent at least 10 weeks doing this in order to defend you and protect you. But he's not saying anything to you. So some of you out there are not being contacted. You don't know that somebody is defending you behind your back, that had knowledge and had physical proof on this being done to you. And they don't agree with this at all, because this may be a daddy. This King of Wands may be a father figure. He don't agree with what is being done to these individuals at all. And he don't support this. This is why he turned this in. Seven of Cups. He knew these individuals were creating illusions and confusion about something. He knew that they was trying to hide and pose as you. This is all about somebody trying to hide with someone else's profile picture, but causing confusion at the same time. And this confusion was causing you to be bothered and subjected to a lot of illegal stalking and harassment and violation of your Fourth Amendment. But you know what else this is connected to? Whoever these individuals are that are hiding behind these pages with the Seven of Cups, that's trying to pose as something that they're not, to cause all this confusion. This is going to be connected to color of law, fabrication. This is tamper with evidence. The minute that they get on a page trying to impersonate you to do all this to you, this is considered impersonation, and this is considered color of law. This is going to be fabricating things, tamper with things. Very serious level that this was being done to you as. Yeah, the King of Pentacles. Some of you could be a Taurus masculine that could have been subjected to that. Get the vibes of a Taurus man, or you may just be a very stubborn person. You are someone that's not going to budge. There's also someone that is protecting you. This is giving me the vibes of with that the star right there. Imagine this pentacle. Imagine a circular part not being there. Just imagine that star being there. You know who that looks like? Secret Service may be protecting you, especially if this is involving financial matters. Just remove the circular thing and focus on the star. That right there would be the Secret Service that may be protecting you. One of these individuals in there could be a Taurus, except it don't have to be. But that's a very stubborn energy right here with the this King of Pentacles. This could literally be a Taurus, don't have to be. This is someone right here that's stubborn enough to protect someone. Whoever this individual is could literally be like there could be there's a lot of things going on here with the situation. Clarify that King of Pentacles. Look, the High Priestess. This could have something to do with an intuitive person. If this is not an intuitive person, because the High Priestess represents intuition, inner knowing. If this is not an intuitive person, this could be related to a reader. This being done to a reader. And what I mean by reader is this is divination. The High Priestess. This could be being done to a reader. Page of Cups reverse, as I'm saying that. Someone trying to cause trouble to this individual. And this is what the secrets are about. This is why this is hidden. So this has been hidden from you. Some of you out there could have accessed your intuition and used your intuitive abilities. Some of you, this could have been read. A reader could have read this, and this could be catching some of these individuals' attention in a very astonishing way, like how accurate their readings really are when it comes to something. Or they could literally be paying attention to tarot, and there's a reader that is reading the exact situation. It could be a Pisces that could be picking this up. Don't have to be. There's something very significant about these individuals. Something stands out that's catching these individuals' attention because someone is reading something that's accurate. That's nailing the details of a situation on point. There's one of them out here. It could be a Pisces. Don't have to be. But this is also related to secrets This is related to secrets. This is related to inner knowing, knowledge, sacred knowledge. But for this card to come out right after that King of Pentacles, like this King of Pentacles sounds like he's enthused. Like there's several individuals that are enthused, that are in shock with how accurate, the accuracy of who someone really is. Like when it comes to some type of reading, this is connected to some type of reader that is reading something with the High Priestess. I'm going to tell you what they're reading, what God's providing them with. See that cross on the chest? This individual has that side activated, bro. I'm telling you, that's the lamp. The lamp means that side of them is open. They call it the lamp. It's the lamp of the body. Someone may not be identifying it like this, but I'm going to tell you right now, you know what these individuals have on their mind right now? They know your third eye is open. Someone's third eye is open, bro. A lot of people may not talk about that in these positions, but I'm going to tell you right now, this individual got that side open. And this is not hard to believe either. This is actually astonishing with the High Priestess, at how someone is able to literally look into the imagery of cards by not having any physical proof of information to literally get into that, to access that. This individual right here is in shock. Several of them are in shock. Something's also being confirmed that this individual does not get their information from other sources. They get their information from spiritual, internal sources. That would be intuitive reading. Okay, so someone is being seen to be legitimate, but this could be helping them in a very, very, very powerful way. But most of these individuals don't want anything to do with people like this, but there are certain levels of them, there are certain branches of them that do need access. They need information from these type of people. So this could have something to do with a reader that may be providing accurate details. I'm getting it. There's somebody behind the scenes backing this reader up. There's an official fire sign that could be a Leo masculine backing this reader up with the Ten of Wands. So if someone would try to get you to appear as if you're connected to this and doing this to this person, something has also been cleared up, that you're not behind these fake pages. And this is another reason why they believe, if this is you that's reading this, this is why they believe you, that you are unique and you are legit. Clarify this High Priestess energy. Look at that, the Strength card, Leo energy. Yeah, you're a very, very, very strong, like you have a very powerful spiritual side to you, bro. Like this is very strong. So you have a very strong presence about you when it comes to who you are. This is a very, very powerful, powerful, powerful person right here. And these individuals feel that, they sense that, they see that. Look, the Magician, as I'm saying that, Virgo, Gemini energy. Bro, look at these major arcanas back to back, back to back, back to back, all in the upright position. As I'm saying that, this right here represents remote viewing, psychic powers. The Magician card does represent psychic abilities, psychic powers. But many people out there but don't believe that. They're skeptical when it comes to that. But this right here is not denied by this King of Pentacles. Whoever this individual is that's connected to him, there's several individuals that are sitting back watching this being called out or read with the High Priestess and the Magician, if this is a reader. Or this could be a natural channeler that don't have to have divination. They could just channel this, etc. There's someone that has the gift of the gab when it comes to these abilities, bro. I'm telling you, with the Magician and the High Priestess and the Strength, very powerful person. This is astonishing to some of these individuals, like they're in shock because this is a rare person. This is a rare gift to the world. Like this is rare to be found, but it's there. Ace of Pentacles, as I'm saying that. So yeah, whatever you are providing a lot of stability, a lot of stable information, stabilized information, a lot of solid information. You could be calling something out accurately when it comes to financial matters with the Ace of Pentacles. There's something that some of you out there, if you are one of these individuals, but it's a rare percentage of them out there. If you are one of these individuals, you could be calling out something to do with spirituality that may have been affecting this situation too. Which would be these individuals using forces of darkness to manipulate external forces. You could be calling some of that out. Clarify the Ace of Pentacles. Look, the Emperor reverse. So we have Pisces, Leo, Gemini, Virgo, Aries energy. Okay, so this is connected to someone trying to have control over a situation. This is once again authority. Emperor versus authority. Someone trying to have excessive control over a situation. But this is what is being seen. This is how they're able to control a lot of lies with doing this to you. Because they feel that they have the position to do so. Take the position away from them and see who they are then. See if them lies gonna hold up then. Because I guarantee you one thing, it ain't gonna happen. That's the only thing that may be trying to save them. And I'm also getting this individual has enough power to literally take away all their defenses when it comes to their qualified immunity, to lower their defenses and completely have that stripped from this situation. There's no amount of qualified immunity that can protect these individuals from these type of crimes. I tell you that right now. Because this type level of corruption on a federal level is not immune. Nobody's immune from that. Nobody's immune to that. Nobody. Because it states in their writing under certain titles and sections under that law. That will be able to prove why this is not above the law situation. So someone thought that it was above the law in order to try to control this, in order for this to be done. The thing of it is, the law is there for a reason. Don't mean that anybody is above the law. The law means everybody has to abide by the law. And to the ones that's not following the law the correct way, will be confronted with that situation. So what are you going to do, buddy? You just going to sit there and not do anything about the situation? You intimidated by a reader or something? Huh? You intimidated by a reader? You intimidated by a motherfucker that could get in the information that you ain't providing, that you ain't. That's all right. That's why these individuals have that gift with the high priestess. You trying to hurt this individual. That's what it is. You trying to attack this individual. You're so scared of fucking truth. But yet this is what is being done with a bunch of lies because they want to hold this individual up. Want to hold this individual up for what? There's definitely a lot of individuals that has tried to control information flow. Clarify that. The Fool reverse, but they're not going to be able to hold this back with the Fool reverse. This is very foolish to these individuals. These individuals are looking straight up like fools right now for doing that. Because they're getting called out accurately. And they're also being seen and investigated accurately too to find exactly out who is behind these fake pages doing this to this individual in order to try to have them falsely accused of things they're doing in order to abuse the individual that they originally separated from this person. Okay, so some of the higher-ups could be found out that this individual has been aggressively stalked right along with you. And this was happening right before y'all split apart. Y'all both was being stalked by these authority figures. Both of you. Knight of Pentacles reverse. Clarify the Knight of Pentacles reverse. Knight of Wands. But there's something that's going to be releasing this individual is what I'm getting. There's a lot of releasing energy. Something that was being held up for a long time is no longer going to be held up. There's something coming in to set this individual free. Now, like I said before, with the Devil card being in reverse, this right here is not going to resonate with all of y'all, but there is a situation I'm channeling to where someone can have a search warrant with the feds going to someone's residence that may be going to a married couple's residence to have this individual escorted out of there in order to have them relocate with their family. Because this is not a legitimate marriage. There's a fraudulent marriage that's been discovered, and they have a warrant to have this individual removed out of there, but not in a forceful manner or whatever. They're removing this individual from being trafficked. That's what it is, along with their youngins. They could have youngins in there. They're having these individuals relocated with their family because they know that their family is not involved in that. They have legitimate family members that care about them, and they're going to be staying back with their family. They ain't gonna be back with this person. They got news for that. They're not going back here, bro. Telling you. This is against the law to start with. With the justice reverse, this is against the law. So this is the feds' energy with the devil reverse. They're removing whatever's chaining this individual to this and keeping them stuck there. Don't you know the devil card in reverse means the release of something, but in the upright position means trafficking? But when it's in reverse, this right here is an indication of them being released out of that. Instead of it to be a trafficked in this marriage. Possibly abused, taken advantage of. Their youngins was being taken advantage of. The sun card's coming out in the upright position. This is a yes. This has been illuminated. This has all been illuminated. Something very significant with finances with the Ten of Pentacles reverse. Clarify the sun. The Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so something could have been discovered over the last 8 months. This give me the vibes of someone that's in a vest, right? This would be invest. You get it? Invest. Someone in a vest. Investigation. You get it? Because vest is an investigator, right? Vest. V-E-S-T. Invest. I-N-V-S-T. That right there is a vest, right? There's several individuals. This could be up to 8 different detectives. This could be up to 8 different detectives right here with these pentacles. And they're sitting there in their office building a case. That's them building a case. And they usually would take this amount. Now, if you have 8 and 8, that would be 16, right? Or 8 and, no, not 8. Yeah, hold on. Not 8. There's a different number. 8 and 10, that would be 18, right? That's what I mean. 8 and 10 would be 18. Not 8 and 8, but 8 and 10 would be 18, right? So that could be up to the total of 18 individuals that may be looking at this, but I'm not really getting that, though. I'm getting something very significant about if they have 8, it's either 18, but I'm not really getting 18, though. But there's definitely something very significant about 18. With the 8 and the 10, that would be 18. But there's something significant about 8 people here. There could be the total of 8 detectives assigned to a case. But if you have 8 and 8 in different states, that's going to be 16, up to 16 agents investigate something and building a case. So that would be up to 16 detectives collaborating together. But I'm not really getting that's going to be the same individuals that's going to be executing a search warrant and a raid at this residence. But there will be the raid agents there, though. There will be the raid agents there is what I'm getting. It could either be the raid agents that show up, because I'm getting that very heavily. With the blood, like, you know, they got the jackets and they got the yellow letters on it. I am definitely getting the raid agents that will be showing up. But there could also be the ones that have the suits on, too. That's not with their raid jackets on. But this is not going to be on the news is what I'm getting. Now, if somebody gets in trouble, if there's some officials, like there's a raid that happens at official's house, or something happens when it comes to this right here, there's a department being raided, that's going to be on the news. It indeed will be on the news. But I'm not really getting this situation right here. It's going to be on the news. I mean, it could, but I'm not really getting that, though. But as far as if they're raiding a department, raiding several individuals inside a department, when they have a search warrant executed for a department, then that right there, that's automatic. That's going to be on the news for sure. But I'm not really getting that there may be a news crew that shows up in order to have this individual escorted out to residence, etc., out of this marriage. Now, just like I said, it's not going to resonate with all of y'all out there. But for some of you, there is someone that is being escorted out of an illegal marriage because of what has been done inside this marriage that was having you subjected to harm, falsely accused of things that you're not doing, and this was having you attacked viciously with your rights being violated. So clarify. Yeah, chariot reverse Cancer. Some of you could be a Cancer. Or this could have been being done to a Cancer right after I'm saying that. You feel like you can't go anywhere. You feel like some of you out there could have a hunch that you're being followed. Like you're not allowed to leave or to have any form of privacy. You feel like you're being controlled. There's somebody that has these controlling assholes under their vision right now, under their investigative tactics right now, and it won't be long. But I'm telling you, brother, it won't be long before a search warrant is executed. You won't be suffering with this much longer. I promise you that. I promise you that. You're going to be removed out of this situation. They're not going to be doing this fuck shit to you. Excuse my language, y'all. I'm really not trying to cuss that much in the videos anymore to make it more professional. I'm just passionate about reading my cards. You know what I'm saying? And these individuals that think that this is funny, keep laughing. Keep laughing. Keep laughing. You think these individuals ain't going to handle up on this situation? These ain't the individuals that you have conflict of interest with either. So I'm going to put you in your place, you little arrogant pricks. I'm going to put you in your place. You ain't got no connection with the detectives division. These are individuals that are undercover. They also have a few undercovers that are in there that you know nothing about. And to these individuals that you're taking bribes from, they're going to be also confronted with this situation as to say, hey, man, why'd you let this go by? They're not going to play with this situation. So if you think you have any ounce of protection, to have you in this arrogant mentality to think that you're going to keep on doing this to two individuals and you violating your own jurisdictional level by crossing the jurisdictional lines of the state level, this is not going to continuously being done. No, it's not. Because there is some arrogant individuals in here. They are. Oh, there ain't nobody going to help you out. There ain't nobody going to help this individual out. That's what your ego is telling you. That's expectation. Until that shit gets shattered with agents showing up with search warrants, huh? Uh-huh. I'm gonna tell you right now, but they got individuals out there that literally are in this energy. They got individuals out there that get in this energy. Some of you out there may not know about this, but the things that you may see on YouTube when they show up to some of these departments, I guarantee you some of these individuals are in that energy. They feel like they can't be stopped. They feel like nobody is going to do anything about it to hold them accountable until they show up. They think that is just going to keep going unnoticed and keep going unnoticed and keep going unnoticed until the right individuals in there get a hold to the information and they do a proper investigation and they get certain things presented before U.S. Attorney's Office and the federal prosecutors and the Attorney General. Then you're going to find out real quick. Some of them in there, bro, are meant to serve justice the proper way. They're meant to protect people. That's what they're there for. Especially when it comes to something big like this. Individuals are doing things outside of their jurisdiction within a whole nother state level. To have someone abused and subjected to this type of harm? No, they're not going to put up with that, bro. No, they're not. No, they're not. And if these individuals so much have a problem with these individuals showing up to remove this individual out of the residence, you can take it up with them. They'll gladly give you the answer. They'll tell you exactly how they feel about you. They'll more than likely speak their mind and tell you this is what you get. Should have been doing it in the first place. That's when people want to get mad, bro. They want to get mad. They want to get upset and try to take it out on these individuals. They want to get mad at the feds or whatever. Why they mad at them? Why they mad at them? Because they could do their job the right way and stop this bullshit from being done to an innocent person and stop it from being done to youngins? Huh? What? You so intimidated by Operation Restore Justice showing up too, huh? Well, maybe if you wouldn't be committing a crime, you wouldn't have a damn thing to worry about. Now, would you? You intimidated because these individuals can serve the real type of law and stop people from being hurt, because that's what you're there to do to people. You hurt people. They're there to stop people from hurting people. They're there to stop that. Because some of them represent that federal badge with Archangel Michael's presence, because it's a direct simulation. It may be different, but it's a simulation of Archangel Michael with the sword in the hand and the scales in the other. It means they're going to put a stop to these abusers, putting a foot on these individuals' neck. It's a figure of speech. Putting their foot down and stopping it. You ain't going to be hurting them youngins. You ain't going to be taking advantage of them. You're not going to be sitting there abusing your authority and think that you can sit here and control somebody else's freedom in a whole different other jurisdiction when it ain't even your jurisdiction to do it. Now, let me go ahead and chill, y'all. That's just my passion side coming out. But at the same time, it's just... You know what I'm saying? Hold on, y'all. I can feel myself want to get mad, but yet there's this genuine energy that's trying to overcome me right now. Y'all hold on a minute. I'll tell it like it is. I don't like this energy. Clarify that. Two of Swords reverse. Five of Pentacles. I'm telling you, y'all, like, just give me a minute, because I was feeling myself wanting to get mad. But anyways, Two of Swords all about some lies being exposed. There's a lot of things being seen for what they are. And then they have the Five of Pentacles. This is hurting this person. This is hurting the both of y'all. So this could have been the both of y'all that was subjected to this type of harm. And there's something that's coming out about this was hurting you and having you go through a scandal. This is all about a scandal being seen. You going through a fraudulent scandal. Somebody trying to scandalize you and have you viewed upon as a negative person, as if, like I said, they was trying to get it to appear as if you was the one that was making money off of doing this when it comes to explicit pictures. But yet these pictures was being sent to these individuals, and yet there was some type of communications going back and forth between these individuals while this was being done to you. So someone was definitely impersonating someone, possibly using their identity. This was all being seen straight through. That this was hurting you. This was hurting your reputation. This was also hurting this other person that was in here. Clarify that. Yeah, the Ace of Cups. So there is a new beginning. If you agree to talk to this individual again, there may be a new beginning between the both of y'all. You may end up back with this person. Something's telling me this individual may have been forced out of, like, forced away from you. Something forced this individual away from you and was controlling them the last time y'all spoke. Yeah, something definitely forced this individual out of this connection with you. Three of Cups, but there's some type of reunion. There could be some type of reconciliation. After the Ace of Cups is the Three of Cups. Clarify the Three of Cups, King of Cups. There could be somebody that may be celebrating a King of Cups or a Queen of Cups. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. Someone's being celebrated. There's a huge celebration coming to somebody's way, bro, what it looks like when it comes to this situation. Look at that. Good news. Page of Wands. There's some good news on the way. So there's definitely some good news on the way. Something could also be on the news, but I'm not really getting. It's going to be with this right here, with this Ten of Pentacles reverse. But if there's some officials that are being raided, etc., that's going to be on the news. Yeah, Five of Swords reverse. This is what this is about. Someone's receiving confirmation and good news. Something could be on the news and these individuals being shamed, publicly shamed, and held accountable and arrested for doing something with the Five of Swords reverse. So that's what's going to be on the news. This is what the good news is about. The culprits being held accountable with the Five of Swords reverse. And there's also crimes uncovered that was connecting these individuals to this situation. Clarify that. Clarify that. Eight of Swords reverse. Crimes uncovered to try to lock an innocent person up with the Eight of Swords reverse. Some of these individuals may not go to jail, y'all, but they're definitely going to be confronted about the situation. It's the ones that had information but didn't say anything. They're not going to go here, though. Like, they may just be confronted and have to go through a loss, etc., but they're not going to go here. But the ones that was doing all this serious stuff to you could be going there, but the ones that knew about this, they didn't report that. This would be accessory to the fact. But they're also being caught for trying to do this to you. Trying to put you in jail. It's in reverse. And the sad part about the situation right here, they was going to keep on doing this, keep on doing this, keep on doing this, until they eventually brought false charges upon you. But there's something that's getting in the way of that, that's interfering. This is divine intervention that's interfering with that. Especially if some of you out there keep on speaking out. Some of you could be speaking out about it with the Page of Wands. You could be speaking up for yourself and standing up, providing evidence and showing these individuals what's being done to you. This right here is going to prevent you from going here because you don't deserve that. Keep on speaking out with the Page of Wands. Keep on speaking out. Yeah, look at that. Six of Wands reverse. Keep on speaking out about this hate crime. People trying to mob you. People trying to hate on you. People trying to bring your character to a smear campaign. Keep on speaking out about that. because these individuals are losing. There's something about a fall from grace. These individuals are going to take a major fall from grace publicly. So something will be on the news in a negative way involving these individuals that was doing that to you. Clarify that. Yeah, the world reverse. Something's going to go viral, and there's something that's not going to end. Like, people are going to be replaying this over and over and over is what it looks like. People are going to be watching this downfall of these individuals, bro, over and over and over. It's giving me the vibes of like a legendary win for some of you out there. Like, this is going to be a legendary type of situation that is rare to happen. I'm getting these individuals replaying this over and over and over. Like, they can't stop watching how this is unfolding, bro. These individuals are literally watching something go viral over the media involving this being done to you. And it's like they're going to play this over and over and over and celebrate you every single time. Like, damn. Like, damn, they're actually falling down. Look, all these individuals get caught up with that. It was just a matter of time, bro. Something's going to definitely be over the news. Something's definitely going to be over the news, what it looks like. But this is someone replaying this over and over and over of these individuals' downfall. It's like, it's addictive to watch. This is a replay here over and over and over. They're going to watch it several times. Several times. Because it's that intriguing. It's that intriguing. Clarify that. Yeah, look at that. Six of Pentacles reverse. This is the people that was abusing their position with the Six of Pentacles reverse that are having to suffer that. This is their karma. You see the scales in reverse right here? Look, that's these scammers that was behind these scammer accounts. This is extortionists that are having to deal with this fall from grace. This is their karma. This is what they're going to be dealing with. And these people are going to watch these individuals over and over and over be done that way. They deserve it. Two of Pentacles. So I'm getting something may make the media. Something may make the news. When it does, this is going to be replayed over and over and over and over and over. They're going to watch this repetitively, bro, I'm telling you. Because it's a rare thing. It's a rare thing. So give me a closing message. King of Cups. Closing message. Closing message is the High Priest of reverse, the Queen of Cups. Somebody wish they would have listened to their intuition back in the past. They have been enlightened to why something has been being done, but they're being released out of this sick individual's energy. This nasty ass perverted motherfucker's energy. Okay, so the closing message is the High Priest is reverse. This means someone listening to their intuition. This could be resonating with a Pisces, Leo, Capricorn, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio. Some of you could be a Pisces feminine. There's also a Pisces feminine that has been ignoring their intuition when it comes to something. But there's something else that they may be released from. There's another female that's been subjected to harassment, apparently. But there's several women that has been subjected to this. That could be a Pisces lady. That could be released out of something also. It's like these individuals like to put these individuals with people that take advantage of them, that literally like to sit there. There's a lot of trafficking. Okay, so there's somebody else that's being seen to be victimized, apparently. This individual could be released from a Capricorn or something with the devil reverse. There's a female that could be being released from a Capricorn, like something they wasn't really doing all that well somewhere is the Five of Pentacles. Or there may be something that may be set up to where there's hidden cameras and this individual's something about an apartment or something. There's something very significant about, like, I'm getting a staircase or not. It don't have to be a staircase, but I'm getting something very significant about an apartment. With this Five of Pentacles energy, this not really give me the vibes of a house or whatever, but there's some type of apartment that may have hidden cameras in it. Somebody's going to be figuring out the fact that these individuals had hidden cameras in their apartment. With the Five of Pentacles, they coming after that too. This apartment was remodeled but rigged with hidden cameras. And this individual could be finding out that somebody had explicit pictures of them. Something's all being traced back to a fuck, man, I'm telling you. With a Three of Pentacles reverse, there's something that's being traced. All of this that is being seen on these cameras, whoever's connecting this type of evidence or whatever, whoever is doing this, whatever is being sent, this is being intercepted by these detectives. To protect somebody else that's also being victimized, like, there, but there's a lot of people that are being hurt through a situation, especially when it comes to the kids, etc. A lot of them are being hurt. Somebody wish they would have listened to their intuition. But they will be enlightened. With the patient man, they will be enlightened about something. Yes, they will. This could be a water sign female. That could be the mother of three. She could be a mother of three. Could be a Pisces. A mother of three, she's going to find out that there was some hidden cameras where she stays at. She ain't going to be staying there no more because I'm getting this shit's being shut down too. Whatever this apartment complex or whatever the hell this is, it's going to be shut down. I'm getting caution tape all around it because this is on an investigation too. I'll tell you, bro, they're going to be searching these individuals. Whatever has been being done is going to be searched. So I'm getting the yellow caution tape around these apartments. This is going to be roped off with caution tape. But they're going to be provided with financial security in order for them to relocate and move. And they may end up single. This water sign may find somebody new that they're in love with. They may have feelings for somebody. So they may have feelings for somebody. But I'm getting that something's going to be announced to them. This could be a mother figure or a mother of three. There's a Pisces lady. This is double confirmation of Pisces. There's a Pisces lady right here that will be notified of something to do with her living situation. There was hidden cameras. Look at the circle of things right here. They could have been up to 5 of them. She always felt watched. Like she could be picking up this watching energy. She is being watched. There's some cameras in this fucking building right here. Whatever this is. I'm not really getting this as a house. It's giving me the vibes of like an apartment. Like I'm getting something to do with like an apartment. But it is kind of like a building though, but it's not. Like a building of wood, like wood. This is not wooden, is what I mean, y'all. I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to get the details of it. It's not a wooden building. It's not wooden. Because usually this right here, because I channeled the other day that this came out as like wooden. This is not a wooden building. It's not built of wood. This is a brick. This is brick. This is brick right here. And that will be the window. But there's something inside of this where they stay at is rigged with cameras. I'm telling you. Whenever something was like something could have been under construction, construction, notice how I'm saying that construction? Because yellow will represent that, right? Construction, reconstruction. Something could have been on a reconstruction, but yet while that was happening, there was cameras that was placed inside this building. And this individual may not know about that, or they will know about it. They will be notified of that. That's going to be the bad news that may be going to them with the Page of Pentacles reverse. They will be notified about it. And this shit's going to get shut down. How they like that? And they're gonna be provided with enough financial security from the damage that they suffered from somebody trying to do explicit things, seeing them in a very explicit way, bro. This is invasion of their privacy. This is an invasion of their privacy. Somebody's gonna be rewarded with a lot of money because of that, so they could relocate. Bro, this individual could literally have enough to purchase them a 2-story house or 3-story house if they wanted. This could be like up to 300,000, 500,000. Whoever was being hurt with being done this way could be coming into a lot of compensation. But this is an individual that don't know that this was being done to them. So this is going to take them by surprise. Like, what the hell? Yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you, bro, this is a serious situation. And the nasty part about this is, bro, whoever has this wired like this or rigged this way is rigged to an institution. It's basically like you're in fucking jail where you're on camera. Everywhere you go, you're on camera. Because they do have cameras in the prison system. They do have cameras in there. They even so much have cameras in the cell, bro. I mean, it's away from where the toilet is, etc., where the toilet's at, where you got your privacy right there, but they got them in there too. It's basically like these individuals are living in a prison, bro. But this ain't prison. When you outside the prison system, you ain't supposed to be surveilled this way. Simple as that. That's all right. These sick fucks that's been doing that, it's about to be over for them. It's about to be over for them. And somebody's going to be happy as hell, too, with the Sun card. Something very significant about Pisces energy. This was Pisces 3 in a row right here with this one. I'm telling you, bro, there's cameras. But it's not just them that stays in this building. It's other people that are staying in this building that are subjected to the same exact thing. But they may not be genuine like this other person. There's a genuine energy here with this Queen of Cups. But with this right here being there, it's like this is going to freak them out. I'm also getting the feelings of this individual may be feeling the shivers like out of nowhere. They feel the shivers. Like the hair on the back of their neck stands up. They feel like somebody's watching them. They feel like they're being watched. They could feel like this place may be haunted, but it's not. That's cameras watching them. That's hidden cameras watching them. No, they're not paranoid, bro. No, they're not. That's their intuition kicking in with the High Priestess reverse. That's their intuition kicking in, trying to let them know that something is wrong, especially if they're feeling the chills. Just give me the vibes of the chills, like that. Like, like something don't feel right. That's their intuition. This could be resonating with a Pisces. Intuition ain't gonna lie, bro. Especially when you feeling these symptoms through your body. Not just what you think up in your thoughts. If you feeling this on your body, like you feeling a certain chill or the hair on the back of your neck is standing up, something is wrong. Something is wrong. You're not imagining things, bro. That's your body trying to tell you that something is wrong. That's your intuition trying to confirm something to you. Especially if this individual is a mama, if they are mom, if this lady right here, lady, if this lady right here is a mama, she's gonna be more intuitive. She's gonna be more intuitive. So her intuition, she hasn't been like she's been like she has a hunch, but she's been avoiding that hunch. But she knows something is wrong. She just don't know where it's at. But it's something very strange about where she lives at. She feels like she's being watched. But she may think, see, her intuition is telling her something. She picks up a bad feeling. But it's mixing with this chilling energy. Like feeling the chills on the back of her neck or feeling chills like up and down her arms or getting the goosebumps. But this is those cameras. The place ain't haunted, it's just the cameras. Someone's also trying to distort this individual's intuition when it comes to that. But these cameras, bro, are somewhere's hidden, somewheres. They're in there somewheres, but it could be up to the total of five of them. Five cameras, separate cameras. One, two, three, four, five. So this is another victim that has been victimized. This individual could be having problems with people at their job, like they're no longer getting along with people at their job like they once was getting along with, because these individuals are connected to this right here. They believe in doing stuff like that. So if they're all of a sudden having problems with people at their job, like people not wanting to like them or wanting to talk to them or have like an attitude towards them, like people are acting shady around this individual, it's because this person has a shine to them. They have a gifted side to them. And these individuals don't like people that do the right thing. This individual could be a very feminine person. And these individuals that they may work around, they can work around other women. They may come across as very nasty, like a bad, a bad attitude. Bro, you know, you know what I'm saying? That's funny how I said that, like how I said a word nasty. That's I'm telling you know what I'm saying. It's just funny how I said that. Nasty. I'm telling you, bro, these people got a hell of a nasty attitude. Like they could be very nasty with their attitude. I'm telling you. And it's like this individual is like, oh, just shut the fuck up already. And they don't even want to work around these individuals anymore. You know what I'm saying? Lady. They don't want to work around these individuals anymore. It's like, just shut the she ain't gonna tell that to these individuals, but it's like she could be sitting out in a chair, she can hear these individuals bickering back and forth and always got something to fucking talk about that's negative. And it's like she could be showing up there, she could be a mom, she already got enough stress as it is. And it's like, she's like, just shut the fuck up, man. They about to make this lady mad. She about to come out that chair. Look, you know what I'm saying? Look, the crown ain't come off yet, but you know what I'm saying? This lady gonna come out that chair. She gonna drag the chair outside the building too. She gonna take the chair with her. You know what I'm saying? She don't even want the chair to have bad energy. You know what I'm saying? She gonna take the chair to a whole damn church temple or whatever and dump the chair in holy water. You know what I'm saying? The chair got bad energy, so she trying to sit there and trying to get the bad energy off the chair, so she take the whole chair outside. This individual could literally be going outside to get away from these individuals. Like they could be going outside for a break or something while they're on a break or something. Like they can't wait to get out of this toxic environment. With like this is people that they may work around, etc. Like there's a toxic environment around them, and they don't resonate with that on an energy level. Like this drains this individual their energy and puts them in a very agitated type of energy to where it's like they try to maintain their cool when it comes to people that may enter this workplace or whatever, like to other people that may not be these individuals. But it's just like this is a very nerve-wracking type of environment. I'm telling you. I'm telling nerve. They're about ready to say the hell with this fucking bill. I'm telling you, bro, this is about fed up with this fucking bullshit. They don't like that with the three of pentacles. They always talking about stupid shit. Like, damn, they ain't got nothing else to do. Like, damn, like, get the hell out of here. They don't like it, leave. Shit. Oh, these individuals could be talking shit about you. That's not the truth. And it's like, this individual's starting to pay attention to that. Like, they wonder or not if they're involved with all of this that's been done to you for some of you out there. This could be kind of catching their attention. Like, they're wondering if they're not connected to what is being done to you. If they're not one of these nasty, perverted individuals at this job, because they are. They are. This individual's starting to find that out. Yeah, they're connected to that too. But there's one of them in here. Could be a Pisces, don't have to be. We have Leo Pisces energy. There's possibly two of them, if not three of them in here, that's not that person. But there's other people in here that are that person. And with the Page of Pentacles being in reverse right after this right here, yeah, some of them that are dirty, that are nasty, they work there. That would explain why this individual is getting like a very negative, nasty energy from these individuals. Like they could be feeling agitated because that's who these individuals are. Yeah, they could be finding that out, but they may not have physical proof on that. But there's something that's not resonating with them when it comes to some type of workplace. And this could really be affecting them on an emotional level. And it's like they can't wait to get the hell out of there. But this is all connected to their living situation, bro. It's like they're going through all these uneasy feelings when it comes to their living situation. But yet when they have to go to work, it's like they want to go to get a peace of mind. But yet they got to go to a drama-filled type of environment. Like a negative-filled type of environment. And so they're already going through things as it is with their living situation, like with them feeling uneasy, like something don't feel right about that with the High Priest in reverse. And they feel that their job could be something that they could get away from that with, but yet turns out this right here just piles on top of this energy. And this is very overwhelming to this individual. Like this could be very energetically draining. This person about ready to take them in the chair out and leave. I'm telling you, they about ready to take them in their chair and just fucking leave. They're gonna leave that in the car. I'm also getting, bro, whoever was being done this way could literally be unexpectedly compensated. Especially if something is being discovered about where they live at. This could be on an investigation. Because there's something that's being intercepted when it comes to this. Like whatever is connected to this right here, like this is another place. Something else, like not the place where they work at. This is something else that this may be connected to. This right here is all being intercepted and they could be alerted by that. Because their privacy is being harmed. These individuals, if they're a mother figure, their privacy is also being harmed. Yeah, this is a serious issue. This is a serious issue. And the best part of everything, when it comes to this, if some of you out there has spoken out or you've been defending yourself or been in being in this defensive energy, and people wouldn't believe you, like you kept on having to stand up for yourself, this is going to be the biggest confirmation to everybody that you're the truth. You're actually the number one angel, bro, that literally set a lot of individuals free. With the devil reverse, you really don't know how many people you saving from this type of toxicity. For some of you out there, it's like you're an angel sent down here, bro, to protect people. While you was protecting yourself, for some of you out there, you really don't know how many other people you have protected through a situation. This is a blessing in disguise, y'all. Hey, y'all, hold on a minute. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, y'all. I'm back, y'all. But yeah, somebody could be notified about something could be coming in unexpectedly or whatever. But the bad news is they're not going to be receiving bad news that they're in trouble or whatever. It's just bad news about this place they've been staying in, and this place is going to get shut down with the Five of Pentacles. I'm seeing yellow tape, bro, being roping this place off because of something being connected to these individuals right here. They have no right to have something wired to them with these cameras, etc. Their privacy is being invaded. I tell you, bro, there's invasion of privacy. And it sounds like to me there's some higher level detectives that have some evidence on that, has some information on that. And it's gonna help this individual with some type of compensation to have them if they want to relocate. They can relocate. Yeah, people are gonna want to get the hell out of here, bro. Once they figure out, like, even when the problem is resolved, bro, with the devil reverse, even when the problem is resolved, this is gonna get people in the energy to where they no longer want to stay there because they don't trust this place anymore. I don't blame you. People gonna be packing their shit, get the hell out of there, bro, with the Seven of Swords. Damn. Yeah, they definitely gonna be yep. It's all about leaving. Two of Wands, Seven of Swords energy. They could be moving to a hotter place. Like they could want to live by the ocean. They always wanted to live by the ocean. Let's give me the vibes of the ocean. Sorry to me, they're gonna have enough money for that because of what has been being done to them covertly inside of this damn building, this apartment or whatever the hell this is that they were staying in. But it's not just them that are receiving that check or whatever, receiving that compensation. It's individuals that they have. Like, you got to keep in mind, they're a mother figure. There's three other people that was being taken advantage of along with them. So that's four different checks, etc., etc. But this could literally be up to 500 grand, $500,000 they could be receiving for some type of compensation money, if not more than that. But that sounds like about the accurate amount, either 300,000 to 500,000. It's either 300,000 or 500,000. The lease would be 100,000. Yeah, the least they would pay this individual would be 100,000, but I'm not really getting that though. Like this is a lot of money, and this could be an amount of 300,000, 500,000. With the five, that would be 500. This would be 300,000. It's gonna feel like this individual, like this. Give me the vibes of the lottery, the Wheel of Fortune. Every now and then, every once in a blue moon. Don't you know? I want to say this card does represent lottery. Okay, so that would represent this right here, 500,000, 300,000, but not due from a lottery winning. This is due to some type of situation being discovered that was hurting them, having them subjected to harm, invasion of their privacy, etc. And this building being shut down, they're going to be provided. Okay, so that would be why they're receiving this high amount. So it's not going to be this much is what I'm getting. It's going to be probably around 300 grand or 500 grand, because they want to make sure that this individual can relocate and have a good place to stay. Or I mean, hell, it could be 100 grand, but I'm getting more than that though. It could be either from 100 grand to 300 grand or 500 grand, because whatever this is right here is getting shut down. So why am I getting that this could be getting shut down? So this is connected to an individual that may or not have believed you, but yet there's something that was being done to them that's going to be confirmed to them by individuals that's going to let them know that this is what was being done to them inside of this building. So clarify this reading. Yeah, Nine of Pentacles. Look, there's money here. Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so someone could end up being single. There's a female that's going to be helped out that could end up single. So if she's in a relationship, whoever this is that's in a relationship, they could end up being single. Someone's going to be heavily compensated for something. And it has something to do where they were staying at. Yeah, the Page of Cups reverse again. Tower reverse. Something is reversing. Something is reversing. This is why all this money, like somebody being compensated because of these individuals being taken advantage of where they were staying at. That's exactly what it is. This individual also being abused. Their privacy being abused. These individuals' privacy being abused. Yeah, they're definitely going to move to a much more safer place with, yeah. You shouldn't have to walk through, I'm going to tell it to you like this, bro. You shouldn't have to walk through your house or wherever you stay at with scanners to make sure that there's no hidden cameras, whatever. Now, I mean, some of them may not be able to be picked up or whatever, depending on where they're at. But you shouldn't have to be concerned about that. When you move into a house or when you move into a place, it's supposed to be just you there. Because it's basically like these individuals are living there with you, bro. That's weird. That is weird. Fucking nasty ass perverted motherfuckers, man. That's all right. They're gonna get stopped. Whoever this perverted scumbag or these scumbags are that's been doing that will get caught up. They will get caught up. Feds are catching them. Good. They're gonna shut these fucking these buildings down that has them rigged with this type of equipment too. And they're gonna seize all that is evidence out of it. So let me go ahead and do another closing message. Why was I getting the higher up officials energy? Feds is shutting something down, bro. Something is serious. Something is seriously wrong with the situation. Like, a lot of people are being subjected to attacks and harm. Okay, so they're closing a cycle out. Wheel of Fortune. Yep, there it is, bro. People are going to prison. Eight of Swords. Okay, so there's a corrupt institution being found guilty of something. There's a corrupt institution. That's why the feds are involved. Because there's individuals that are being seen to be abusing their position of authority and power. King of Wands reverse. Doing something very significant over the internet outside of their jurisdiction. And there's some type of corruption, a major corrupt institution that has been discovered. And this is them coming to set these individuals free. And we have the Wheel of Fortune here by stopping the individuals that has been hurting people. This is them coming in right here. They're getting locked up. The patient man and the Eight of Swords, this is all about being detained, but this is arrested. They're being arrested for this. There's a corrupt institution full of authority figures. This could be the whole institution being shut down. They're coming towards a criminal organization that's been found guilty of running a criminal enterprise with the Hierophant reverse. This is This is a building full of authority figures that are being shut down and confronted with this, about this. They've been being watched for a long time, and now there's movement coming with the Chariot and the Wheel of Fortune. It won't be long before they arrive, bro. And these people are going to prison for that. Yes, they are. There's a lot of individuals inside this institution that are being read their rights. Federal charges are being put on them. This is why I'm channeling their energy, because of a corrupt institution that they was investigating for quite some time now. But now there's movement. There's some type of movement that's in action right now. There's something that's going to be moving shortly. There's a shift taking place. And, oh, look, the World card. So you got the World, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Chariot. So they're coming in. Yep. It's about a time, bro. Time's up. Time's up. They're about to be making arrest shortly, y'all. Telling you. For some of you out there, you're going to be set free from this bullshit, like this corrupt institution hurting you like this and hurting other people around you. This will be stopped. They're coming in to stop it, bro. Look, I'm telling you, Wheel of Fortune's in the heart of the spread, too. The World, Wheel of Fortune, and the Chariot. Time is up. Time is up. It's being stopped. It's being stopped. This corrupt institution being stopped. Good. Good. Get them. Get them. That's the end of this institution being ran with the Hierophant reverse. This is what they have been watching. They have been watching this corrupt institution. They have been investigating this corrupt institution, bro, for quite some time. A long time, what it looks like. And a lot of people has been getting agitated or whatever. Like, people could have been complaining. This is watched. They've been watching these individuals for a long time. And they see exactly what they're involved in. Uh-huh. And they're coming in with the Chariot card to hold these individuals accountable and place them under arrest. There's authority figures that are being arrested too. Remember how I channeled earlier with the King of Swords versus crooked officials? There's some sheriffs and there's some cops that are being arrested. Both branches are getting arrested. Both of them. Several of sheriffs and several of police officers are being arrested. Yes, they are. For being connected to this. They don't give a damn who you know. If you got family in the feds or not, you ain't going to violate no federal law in front of them. No, you're not. They don't care who you family with, who you know. It don't matter about none of that. You ain't going to be doing this bullshit to people. This is not excusable at all, bro. You sit there, you hurting these individuals, and they're sitting there watching it. They're sitting there investigating it and seeing what you're doing. Yeah, you deserve to get locked up, you cowards. You deserve it. You deserve it. You want to sit there and screw with people's living situation? You want to sit there and install hidden cameras? You want to sit there and exploit people on these cameras? And sit there and abuse people? That's what you're doing for your job? You ain't running the law, bro. You running a fucking cult. That's what it looks like with the Hierophant reverse. You ain't of the law. You ain't of the law. And these individuals have been seeing that. That's exactly what they have witnessed throughout this investigation. That you ain't doing anything by the book. What you're doing is literally using this title to your advantage to put the innocent people in trouble, while it's like you are using this to your advantage in order to convict people of the activity that you're doing. This is the opposite of the law. This ain't the law. Some of them are uncovering the fact that they're not really the real law. They don't give a damn about their name or not. If it says police department or not, they don't care about that. They care about the activities that are being ran within this type of institution, this authoritative institution. And these violations right here, brother, are being seen with this Hierophant reverse. What they're seeing, this ain't nothing of the law, bro. Nothing. Nothing of it. Their asses are getting arrested. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They're coming to get these individuals, bro. Yes, they are. Especially with that world, that's all about motion. With the Wheel of Fortune, that's motion with the chariot. And this right here, this motion that's coming towards them, is coming towards them to stop them and to lock them up. Because of this right here being seen with the Page of Swords. And this is who they have working for them with the King of Wands reverse. These are the people that work under this institution. They're in this energy: manipulators, tyrants, bullies. There's some sexual assaults that are being investigated, sexual harassment. A lot of that is going on under this institution. There's several individuals in this energy right here that are being seen to be doing dirty shit like that. That's while they're on duty. This is what has been seen too. Good. I put it to you like this: the public ain't got to worry about being hurt ever again. Ever again. They're going to come in and create a positive change for someone's community with a Chariot and the Eight of Swords. This is a community center coming back together and being happy and being set free. And they're going to be cheering this on by knowing that these individuals are no longer employed here, that the whole damn thing is being shut down. They're shutting down the whole building. The whole building, the whole authoritative building is going to be shut down. I mean, that's not really their place to shut the whole building down. But when it comes to these type of activities being ran, there's something telling me that they're going to shut that down until they could decide what they could do with it next. There may not even be no more building there, etc. Depending on what the judge wants to do, the federal judge wants to do or whatever. But there's something very significant about, like, the whole building could be getting shut down. Like, this ain't going to be being ran anymore. I'm not really getting that they're going to take over this building. Like, this building don't even need to be existing in this place with the Hierophant reverse. This is how toxic this is, bro. This is how disgusting this energy is. The feds can also have this building removed. They can have an order to have this building removed. I'm also getting, for some of you out there, they're going to have the state police assigned to where you're at. Because there's no longer going to be city officials that's going to be operating this for a long time. No, they're not. No, they're not. The state troopers will be patrolling that area. That's what I'm getting. There's something very significant about the state troopers could be patrolling that area to the ones that they know that they could trust or whatever to watch over that, because they are the state police, you know, like they enforce the state law. And I'm getting that some of you out there will be provided with state trooper protection. The state troopers will be there to watch over the city, etc., to patrol that area until they can find individuals that are fit, that are different than these individuals to run something. But it's going to be a while is what I'm getting. This is going to be a while, bro. Like, this is a serious issue. I'm telling you. A serious issue. But I'm getting something very significant about the state police with the because they wear the hats, right? They wear the hats, so that could be the ones that they assign down there to watch over you, to protect the city, etc., to serve and protect the community. Just until like it could be a station of them that's out there, etc. They can also build something for the troopers. Like they could be another trooper building. Like, you know how they have the trooper buildings? How they have them stationed in different areas or whatever, wherever you're located at. They could be building another trooper building. And they could be assigned a certain group of troopers there until they could have other city officials to be employed, etc. Bro, whatever's been being done inside this institution, bro, is a serious matter. This is serious. Like, this is not something to play around with. And I asked my car specifically, I said, why am I getting the feds this energy? This would explain why this is a serious problem that has been looked into. Serious problem. And with these cards being here, this means that they're coming towards these individuals, towards this institution that they've been investigating, watching. This is them watching them, seeing what they're doing. This is them coming towards them to hold them accountable, place them under arrest, and have them thrown in prison to lock them up. Y'all got to keep in mind, this was also being done. They violated their jurisdiction. These individuals have been seen to be violating their jurisdiction, doing things outside their jurisdiction. Y'all remember how I channeled earlier how somebody out of state was being attacked? They was being subjected to a lot of harassment and harm, and the Fourth Amendment being violated. This was something else that was being seen too. So yeah, I'm getting the feds could be collaborating with a few of the state troopers, the ones that they know that they could trust, etc. They could be cooperating with them and to get them assigned to your city, etc. To sit there and enforce the laws just until they could come up with something else, whatever, because this is going to be looked into for a good minute. I'm telling you. This investigation ain't going to stop. Just because these individuals are getting locked up, they're going to be collecting all witness statements, many of people that could have complained, etc. And they don't want anybody that they don't want anybody's family member, like they don't want anybody that's connected to these individuals assigned to run this. They want different people. There's gonna have to be different people that's gonna have to run this, bro. Because I'm telling you, this is way too much, way too much. I'm not really getting the feds would sit there in your city and run it. Because, you know, like they work for federal. I mean, they could, a few of them could work and collaborate with the state police, etc. They could stay there for a good minute. Like have a building there for a good minute or whatever. But I'm not really getting that though. Like just to make sure things are being ran the proper way. I don't really know that much about that specific information, but I definitely know that they may assign some state police to where you're at. Like these officials are done. They're done. They're done. As far as what the feds looked at, they're done. This is them watching them. There's no more watching, no. They seen everything. They gathered all the information that they need in order to come and make or get these individuals out of here. You could keep laughing, bro. Keep laughing. Keep sitting there laughing. You ain't gonna be laughing for long. Fucking pedophiles hiding up in this institution right here. They got something for you, bro. They got something for you in that prison cell. I guarantee you that they got something for you in that prison dorm. When you get behind them doors, when you get behind the cells, or you get in that dorm, they gonna corner you, bro. They got them waiting. They already know what your fucking charges are. They're waiting on you. They already got word of mouth what your charges are, what you involved in, what you've been doing to these youngins, and they're waiting on you behind these dorms. They're waiting on you in there. They got a certain group of individuals in there waiting on you. And they're going to show you who a real royal monster is. Telling you. They're going to show you who the real psychopaths are. They're going to clobber this ad. There's one of them right here, bro. They don't. I'm here to bring them in. Bring them in. Bring them in. Bring them in. Yeah, come on. Bring them in. Bring them in. Bring them in. Bring them in. Bring them in there. Yeah, bring them in here, boy. Come on. But imagine all of that, everybody yelling that all at one time in them deep voices. Yeah, bring them in. They did it to themselves, bro. They did it to themselves. Imagine that, though, y'all. Look. Imagine them all yelling this at one time. Bring them in there. They ain't playing. They already know their charges. They already know what they're in there for. They already know what they're in there for. I'm telling you. They already know. They already know that you have been falsely accused of things that they have been doing to you. An innocent person. They know about the hidden cameras. They know about sitting there stalking you, trying to intimidate you, trying to hurt you, trying to violate your rights. They know all of that. But they got some of the COs in there, bro, that they're cool with that will give them information. It's going to get back to some of these individuals in the dorm. And you know how they was being extortionists to you on inside this institution? They was trying to extort you through the coercion of fraud. They're gonna corner them and extort the fuck out of them in this energy right here. They're gonna have a field day with these individuals, bro. The minute they get behind there, they're gonna have a field day with these assholes. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. They're gonna extort them and extort them and extort them and extort them and extort them. They're going to show them how the real extortion's being ran. I'm telling you, they're going to show them what the real deal of extortion is. They ain't seen shit yet. They ain't seen shit yet. You see this little stick they're trying to beat people around with? That little bullshit weapon of power? Let them try that shit up in here. Let them try that shit up in here. They think that they're a little group of officials, but these individuals are scared. They're scared. The minute they lose that power, bro, and they go in here, I'm telling you, it's game over. It's lights out. I'm literally getting a whole group of these individuals literally yelling through the dorm. Like with that minute that door opens, the security door opens like that. When it goes like that. Scared cowards. That's what these individuals are, but they're going to be scared whenever they hear that sound. I'm telling you, it's the buzzer. When it opens like that. And when you hear that like that when it locks, it's over. It's over. I'm also getting over here with this King of Wands versus energy over here. It's like they can already size these individuals up, and they know that they're weak. They know that they're weak. They already are sizing them up. They're reading their charges. I'm telling you, bro, they already got the charges. They're reading their charges. All of that before they even step in the dorm. Before they even get in this energy. They already got the information. And yet when they walk in there, it's like, oh, man, this the person that's been doing that? So this is the person that's on the paper? Oh, bring them in there. This is what you're doing to innocent person? This is what you're doing to single mothers, huh? This is what you're doing? Huh? You messing with youngins, huh? Damn, bro, some of these individuals could have been in boot camp is what I'm getting. Some of these individuals that could be in a dorm, they could have been in boot camp and could have been around a drill sergeant. Just how I said that. Some of these individuals could have been through boot camp before. That may be in prison. Like they could have committed a crime, whatever, and they could be in a dorm. They could have been in some type of boot camp before. So they have like this drill sergeant type of mentality. Oh, they ain't gonna play with these individuals, bro. No, they not. No, they not. No, they not. And then they're sitting there lying on an innocent person, bro. These individuals right here, I'm gonna tell you what's upsetting them, what's pissing these prisoners off. What's pissing these individuals off that's in here. Because if you was to be sent there, bro, on false charges, they would look at you in a negative way. It wouldn't be a good look for you, bro. Like, you could get hurt with having all these false charges on you, bro. This could get you hurt in prison. This could get you grouped up on. I'm not saying they would do that because there has to be a side of them that has intuition. But you got to understand, bro, prison world is completely different from the external world out there, bro. It's a whole different world. It's all about respect and survival behind this energy right here. It's respect and survival. It's not about making friends. I mean, yeah, you're going to have people that you're going to better to collaborate with and talk with. But when it comes to people that's going to want to try to take advantage, because you got to understand that they're in there, certain things, etc. It's not about making friends. But when you earn your respect, by standing up, you know, holding your head up and having your shoulders rolled back, but not showing any signs of disrespect, because they're going to try people. I'm telling you, this is a whole different world. It's a different world in here. It's about survival and respect. And if they go through these doors with none of that, it's game over. It's game over. It don't matter how short you are, how tall you are. They don't care about none of that. It's all about respect and survival. Once you earn your respect behind this position, then more than likely they're not going to sit there and screw with you. But that right there is where the challenge is at. Are you willing to stand up? See, when it comes to these individuals right here, the charges that they already have on them, the seriousness of these charges that they have on them, there's no respect amongst or no honor amongst thieves, because these individuals are literally trying to get an innocent person in trouble. So this right here is going to be perceived by these prisoners as they're not meant to be trusted, because they're going to be the first to try to set one of their inmates up, one of their individuals, one of the people that's in there up. That's how they're going to be seen as. These are people that can't be trusted. That's how these inmates are going to be seeing that. They're going to be seeing it that way. If they could do this to you and set this up on catfishing accounts when it comes to trying to have you falsely accused and charged and to have false charges put on you, this is what the inmates are going to be looking at. This is what these individuals are going to be seeing. Okay, well, if they could do that to you, then they ain't meant to be trusted. They don't even want them in this damn dorm. I'm telling you, brother. Ooh, this is like a whole nother. Imagine these individuals being like Africanized killer bees, etc. And then you have a whole nother colony or a whole nother mixture of, how can I say this? It's like you have a certain thing of bees and you have another kind that don't mix well with each other. This ain't mixing too well with these individuals, bro. With the Eight of Swords, it ain't mixing too well. I'm getting that energy very heavily. It's going to basically be like these individuals are entering a dorm full of Africanized bees. That's what I'm getting. That's different than honeybees. They call them killer bees, etc. But it's African. It's not like it is a honeybee, but it's just a different thing of them, etc. But this is how dangerous this environment is to some of these individuals that are stepping in there, bro. I'm telling you, they're gonna swarm these individuals. But the thing of it is, why that's gonna happen, I'm gonna tell you why, because they already got the charges. You being falsely accused, somebody is on a fake page of you and doing shady shit to you. The way that they're gonna see this, they're gonna try to set some of these individuals up in the dorm, which rubs them the wrong way. This already breaks the trust right there. But the other charges that are on them. But that's what I'm getting from this reading. But like I said before, with the Eight of Swords energy, this energy is completely different from the outer world. It's all about survival and respect. Survival and respect. Survival and respect. It's a whole different world, bro. And these individuals that think they tough, they got power, they think that they powerful because they got power, wait till they get in there. Wait till they get in there. These individuals also got word of mouth that they've been trying to humble you through abuse of authority, trying to use their authority to try to control you and to try to abuse and hurt and harm you. Bro, some of these individuals in here care about you because you are an earth angel. For some of you out there, you're an innocent person that is being screwed with. Some of these individuals got word of mouth for who you are, your true character, and they care about your well-being. And it pisses these individuals off to know that these individuals took up a position supposed to protect you and serve you, and yet this is what is being done to you. And yet, turns out you were supposed to be the one that was supposed to be going here. You were supposed to be the one that was supposed to be going there. And yet, how would that would have made you look, bro? I'm telling you, bro, they don't play with individuals like that, especially when they come to the youngins. They don't play with individuals like that in there. This is what they're looking at. This is how serious this problem is. That's another reason why they don't like these individuals. And yet thinks they're big and bad because they could do this to you. Wait till they're in that dorm, bro. They ain't not a damn thing the officials could do whenever they're in there. I'm getting some of these officials are like, do what you got to do. Some of the COs in there, I'm also here at maximum security. Some of the COs in there, Or literally like, do what you gotta do. They want to do that to that person, do what you gotta do, bro. They ain't seen nothing, they ain't heard nothing. Quite frankly, they don't give a fuck about you. You in a place where they really don't care about you, bro. You gonna see what being heartless is all about because you met your match. How you like that? They gonna show you what a wild animal is. Watch. Watch. You think the CEO is gonna save you? You could beat and bang, scream and holler. They ain't opening the door. They ain't opening the door. They gonna sit there and act like they don't hear it. You've been doing this to these youngins, you deserve it. You want to do this to innocent people? You deserve it. You want to attack innocent mother figures? You deserve it. You want to try to run the coercion of fraud of extortion against an innocent person? You deserve it. You in their world now. You in their world now. What you gonna do about it, huh? Think you tough, think you big and bad. Step in there, bro. Wait till you in that world. Wait till you in there. You ain't got no authority. You just been arrested, bro. You just been arrested. You just had your badge taken from you because of what you're doing. Now you in the world of where you resonate with. This is who you really are. You in the wrong type of place. You ain't supposed to be no authority figure. You in the wrong type of building. You supposed to originally be here. That's the place for you. You shouldn't be running a place to put people here. You should be there. Now, to the officials out there, bro, that respect your position of power, that don't do this to people, even to the ones out there that may be slightly corrupt, that like to lie a little bit, but yet not get people in trouble, but yet you try to gaslight. Even to those officials out there, bro, that don't do this amount of serious shit to people, your service is appreciated, okay? Because I know they got some officials out there that may be slightly corrupt, but not as extreme as these assholes right here. Even to the ones that are slightly corrupt, that don't do this shit, your service is appreciated, even though I don't believe in corruption. But, bro, this is a lot better than this shit right here, what these individuals are being charged with. I'll tell you that right now. Like, let's say if you pull somebody over and you may not have legitimate probable cause and you try to make up something or whatever, but yet it's like you come clean about it, but you don't want to apologize or whatever. Like, you don't want to take the accountability. It's like, go about your day or whatever. And it's like you try to look for things, fish for things, but you can't find anything. But eventually you leave them alone. Even to those officials that do shit like that and eventually they leave the person alone, you still have my respect, bro. You're not an extreme. These individuals are extremists is what I'm getting. That's in this institution, etc. But even to the ones that may be in that energy that may not be this extreme, still, I mean, bro, like, this is a serious problem. We're not talking about the officials that issue citations for no reason. No, we're not talking about them. We're talking about individuals that like to set innocent people up, use their profile picture, impersonate them, target youngins, and sit there and relentlessly sit there behind a fucking badge and hide and do this to people. This is the individuals we're talking about. Yeah, this is the ones we're talking about. They like to sit there and install hidden cameras at people's residence to invade their privacy, to sit there and watch them. Yeah, we're talking about these perverted individuals. It's a whole different ball game, bro. We ain't talking about the ones that issue citations for no reason. We're talking about individuals that sit there and do this type of nonsense all combined together because they think that they have the power to do so. But this is the exact opposite of the law that's supposed to be upheld. They're literally doing the exact opposite other than upholding the U.S. Constitution, your civil rights, or the amendments, something that they took an oath that was sworn into to protect. And they're doing the exact opposite. And what they're being seen to be violating is federal law jurisdictional laws. With Title 42, USC Section 141, because it's a non-isolated situation. I'm going to tell you why it's non-isolated, because multiple individuals are being seen to be exploited through these type of unlawful activities, etc. And then you have the Operation Restore Justice Division that investigates crimes against children. And this is what they being seen to be doing to them. Like I said, brother, feds don't care who you are. Operation Restore Justice don't care who you are. You abusing these individuals, you doing things you ain't supposed to be doing, especially when it comes to internet-related crimes, they're going to find you and they're going to put charges on you. Now, you can sit there and argue with them. No matter, I don't care what kind of arguing you do, you ain't gonna get out of it. You did the crime, do the time. Bro, this is just start, like, I'm very passionate, bro, about reading this energy. I don't know what it is. I really try not to read this energy, but it's coming through my cards. And I clarified earlier, maybe I shouldn't have pulled this or whatever. Maybe I shouldn't have asked my cards why am I picking up the higher up officials' energy. But this would explain why I'm picking up their energy. But once again, look, I ain't trying to blow their cover. I'm not going to say how they look or whatever, not the state. I'm not going to identify the state where this may be being done at. I'm not going to say none of that or whatever, okay? But at the same time, I'm just a very passionate guy about getting this all out my system when it comes to reading that. But at the same time, I try not to read it, bro, but it's just something that I keep being guided to read on. It's like when I do read on it, it's like a whole burst of fiery passion comes out of me. I can't help it. I can't help it. It's like there's this fiery passion that gets released out of my energy in a very intense type of way. I ain't trying to help the law do their job, bro. It's just something that's coming through my cards. That's not my place to help them. I mean, I know I got the intuitive gift and I could have helped on several of my reads in the past or whatever, because I used to do investigative readings. But I mean, it's not really my job to help them, y'all. I can't protect y'all civil rights. I can't uphold the U.S. Constitution. That's not my job. That's not my job. I mean, I could give y'all knowledge on how to protect yourself when it comes to that. Exercise your First Amendment when it comes to you using cameras out in a public setting, like recording and document things down in a public setting. You do have the First Amendment right to do that. You have the right to record in the public, etc. You do have the right to have dash cams. You do have the right to have what they call a body cam. You do have the right to carry that in a public setting. Yes, you do. If you're on a public street, you have the right to record anything that's on that street in a public setting. Now, the only way I would consider it to be prohibited and to not be protected under the First Amendment is going in a private property. Going in a privately owned business whenever they got signs, no trespassing, that right there, you cannot do that. If they have a sign saying no trespassing, private property, cannot do that. That's the only thing that I will say that may not be welcome or whatever. I mean, only if you get caught, but I'm not saying to do that or whatever. That's not advisable. But that's the only thing that I would say about that. If it has no trespassing, private property, it means do not enter that space, because violators could be prosecuted. So I would not take it to that level. But if you're outside of that sign and you're recording that, then it still makes it legal. But if you go behind that point of no trespassing, therefore there could be some charges put on you for that, you know. But at the same time, when it comes to being on the other side of that sign, if you don't cross over that, they can't do shit to you. Like you could sit there and video no trespassing. You could video that because it's in a public setting. But if they have no trespassing private property, it means you cannot go beyond that point. And if you're caught recording and somebody tells you to stop recording, you continuously do it, they could put charges on you and put a trespass on you because it says no trespassing. So that is a crime. But if you're on the other side of that no trespassing sign, not crossing it, like before you cross it, you have the right to still record. But the minute you step on that property, when it says no trespassing private property, they could put charges on you. etc. See, a lot of people think that I'm just against like against the law or whatever. Like I don't explain the legitimate parts of the law. Correction. I do explain the correct parts of the law, especially when it comes to being ran, just like when it comes to officials pulling somebody over. If they pull somebody over that was speeding, they have probable cause. If somebody refuses to identify themselves while they have probable cause to initiate a traffic stop and they try to decline them giving their identification or driver license, that's refusal. That's I want to say they could get something on them for that. Refusal to identify, failure to identify, because they have probable cause on a traffic stop, etc. See, I know the law, but I'm not going to sit there and let people have this viewpoint as, oh, well, he's against the law. He don't like the law. Bullshit. I don't like the laws that are not being ran the right way. That's the laws that I don't like because it's not the law to start with. That's corruption. That's the exact opposite of what the law is supposed to be ran like and enforced. Now, when it comes to the real law, I'm going to explain something. When a police officer or a sheriff or a state trooper pulls you over on the side of the road, no matter where it's at. Now, here's another thing that I believe in. If you're on a 4-lane highway and you have a state trooper, a sheriff, or a police officer behind you that's initiating a traffic stop, you see the emergency light bars come on, I would advise y'all to call a number to let the dispatcher know that you don't feel safe pulling over on the side of the road. If this is a highway that's over the speed limit of 55 miles per hour, get on a specific number, get on a specific phone line. There's going to be a phone line you could call and tell the dispatcher that you don't feel safe pulling over to the side of the road. You also are concerned for the officer's safety. Tell them that you're not running. You are aware that the officer is behind you. And tell them that you're waiting till you get to a well-lit area if it's at night or even if it's at daytime. Tell them that you're waiting to get to a gas station or some type of turnout to where you could pull over and to get off the road, all the way off the road. That way they can initiate a traffic stop the proper way without any type of risk. Because anybody could lose control, brother. I don't want that to happen. I'm not saying it would happen, but there's incidents, brother, where they're sitting there initiating a traffic stop and they're talking to the individual and somebody lose control and runs in the back of the trooper or the official. You don't want that to happen. See, a lot of people don't look at that, but I do. There may not be all the officers out there that may be concerned for your well-being. They may not even care about you. But it's just having the responsibility, bro. Being responsible to avoid danger. I'm not saying it would happen, but I even don't feel safe doing that. Because when I got pulled over a while back in 2022, there's an 18-wheeler, bro, that come this close. You could hear it. We seen that on the body cam, too. It came that close, bro. I'm telling you. This actually hurts my heart to talk about that, but I was in the back of the car, bro. Don't know, they was taking the cuffs off of me. And it was like, like that. I'm telling you. You could feel the wind and everything, bro. It was close. It was close. It was right there on the shoulder of the road. And that was seen on the body cam footage. It was seen as they was taking the cuffs off. We was all standing right there behind the unit. They was giving me an affidavit, like a summons, like released on a summons, etc. That's whenever I got pulled over for so-called speeding, etc. But at the same time, that was seen on the body cam footage at how close that damn 18-wheeler was, bro. I'm telling you. That's just dangerous. That's just that. See, I wasn't thinking about that around that time. See, I still had all the way from then to learn about the law. If I would have known what I would have known now, I would have dispatched that in as I say, hey, I know the officer's behind me. You know, it was a city police that was behind me. But if I would have known what I know now, I would have phoned that in as I say, hey, look, I'm aware that there's an officer behind me. I'm just waiting to get to a gas station. Because right up ahead of the road, they had a gas station where you could turn off. That would be much more safer to initiate a traffic stop than on the side of the highway like that. Because I'm telling you right now, bro, that 18-wheeler, it was close. And I was even at the back of the car when he was taking the cuffs off of me, etc. So I will let that be known. I mean, they may not agree to that, but it's just, come on, bro. They got families, right? You have families you're going home to. I'm not saying things would happen that way, but I'm just saying. There's plenty of videos, bro, that surfaced over the internet of people losing control. Not meaning that it's intentional, bro. It's just it's an accident, but you want to avoid that at all costs. You want to avoid that. Now, some of it could be intentional when it comes to drunk driving, etc. But at the same time, you do not want the individual in that type of position or predicament. Other blah, how can I say this? You don't want the individual in that type of predicament, more so you. But anyways, when it comes to like me knowing the law or whatever, like when it comes to the laws, a lot of people think that I'm against the law or whatever. I don't like the law. It's not that I don't like the law. It's the real laws that's supposed to be enforced that I sit there and have it to back it up through my tower cards when it comes to my knowledge or how much I know about it. I don't like corruption. I don't like that corrupt bullshit. Laws that are supposed to be enforced are what I'm identifying a few minutes ago. How I've identified that. Let's say if an officer initiates a traffic stop, it could be a police officer, a sheriff, or a state trooper. Or it could even be a federal agent. They pull you over and initiate a traffic stop, and they give you probable cause why they pulled you over. Let's say if it's speeding or whatever. Or if you got a tail light out. You didn't use your turning signal. That is all law required. That's required by the law for you to have, for you to use. And which therefore gives them probable cause, legitimate probable cause, to initiate a traffic stop with putting an emergency light bar on to let you know that, hey, got to pull over. And most people want to sit there and to be like, oh, well, they don't have to identify yourself. Bullshit. Bullshit. Yes, you do. Yes, you do, because they could get you for failure to identify. Now, here's the other part. If they cannot tell you why they're pulling you over or give you enough legitimate, reasonable, probable cause to prove why they pulled you over, if they can't give you no legitimate, probable cause, reasoning, why that is, then it wouldn't be failure to identify. But that right there is where the camera evidence comes in at. Make sure that you have dash cameras. Make sure that you have cameras rolling between you and the officer's conversation. And another thing to keep in mind is you want to remain silent, because they're going to come up to the side. More than likely, they're going to tell you, do they know why they pulled you over? That right there doesn't require you to answer any of their questions. You have the right to execute the Fifth Amendment immediately, the right to remain silent, because that is your right. You don't have to have the Miranda rights read to you. You don't have to have the Miranda warning read to you. Anytime that you're in the presence of an official, when they're conducting an investigation, because that's what that is. It's an investigation that is being conducted. Anytime that they question you, you have the right to remain silent. And I would highly recommend executing the Fifth Amendment. And you could do it in a polite way, in a very respectful manner. You say, officer, look, I don't answer any questions. I would like to remain. So I would like to use my right to remain silent. But when they ask you for your identification or your driver license or whatever, you're legally required to give that to them if they do have probable cause while they're initiating a traffic stop, etc. That right there is all about the law. That's the law. That is the law. If you don't have proper working tail light, if a tail light is out, you don't have a turning signal on, or you're speeding, or swerving in and out of lanes, that right there could be considered a form of reckless driving, etc. That right there is going to be concerning to them. They do have probable cause. That means that they're doing things by the law book. If they pull you over and they give you that reasoning, that's probable cause. So therefore, they're not violating your right. Like, they're not violating anything. They're actually doing their job. But when it comes to them asking you questions, you do have the right to remain silent. But a lot of people just want to sit there and talk and talk and talk and answer their questions. They think it's going to go a lot easier. I mean, it could go a lot easier or whatever, depending on who the officer is, because that's another thing. That's another factor. But at the same time, it's all about, if I was you, I wouldn't even answer none of these questions, because you do have the right to remain silent. That is your right. It's the Fifth Amendment. You do have that right. Because you don't want to be help and aid their investigation. Because why you think they have that saying, anything can and will be used against you in a court of law? Exactly my point. So when you get to the court date, anything that you said on that traffic stop can be used against you. The prosecutor can literally interpret that in a way in order for it to be used against you. Therefore, it can make you look even worse. But if you choose to remain silent, then they cannot use anything against you because you're not answering any questions. That right there is present for an attorney. You ask for an attorney. You would like your attorney present. But most people may not know about that. I mean, there may be some people out there that may be aware of that, but I would ask. Now, just like I said, I'm not a legal advisor, y'all. I'm not a legal advisor. There is a disclaimer in the description box below. I'm not a legal advisor, but I have plenty of experience on these matters in order to address this to y'all. When it comes to this stop that's being initiated or whatever it is, you have the right to ask for an attorney. But remain silent. Immediate remain silent. Execute the Fifth Amendment, remain silent, and ask for an attorney. You would like an attorney to represent you. And if they keep trying to ask questions, you would like an attorney to represent you. You don't answer questions. You already done executed your Fifth Amendment. You're not going to answer any questions. Even if they keep trying to probe and probe and probe, officer, I don't answer any questions. I would like the right to remain silent. Therefore, eventually they're going to get tired and they're going to go to their unit. They're going to run your driver license, to check for any warrants, etc., or to check for any information to make sure you're good. And they're either going to come back with a ticket, whatever it is, a citation, or they're going to come back with a verbal warning and give you a warning and let you go about your way. Or it may not even turn out that way if you know how to handle the situation with a proper perspective of how you identify things through your informational flow. They may just walk away from you and give your license back right then and there and walk away if they can't identify why they pulled you over. Now, that right there is going to be another thing. If they can't give you a proper explanation or legitimate probable cause why they pulled you over, if there's no legitimate reasoning beyond that stop, you have the right to not identify yourself. So therefore, you have the right to not produce identification or driver license. Especially if you're the driver of the vehicle. You have the right to not produce your driver license to identify yourself. Because it wouldn't be failure to identify. But if they pull you over when they have a legitimate reason, and either it's a tail light that's out, you're speeding, or you're going in and out of lanes like that, that's probable cause. You have to identify yourself. So when they ask you for your license and registration, you do have that. You have to do that, bro. That's required by law, state law. Now, when it comes to them not being able to properly identify why they pulled you over, you have an argument there. You can argue your point. But it's how you argue that. It's how you sit there and explain that. It's all about interrogating them to make sure that they're doing their job the right way. That's when you ask them questions. That's when you tell them things that, hey, this is what this is under. This is what this is under, required by the state law, etc. You can even get on your phone and show them the information if they're not aware of it. Just to show them that you're telling the truth. That you have the right to not identify yourself. You're not in violation of a crime. They have no legitimate probable cause. They can't give you a reason on why they're pulling you over, why you being pulled over in the first place. You have the right to argue your point. You have the right to address the issue with the officer, but do it in a respectful manner. You don't need to cuss them out or none of that. Just do it in a respectful manner. And you may just be surprised. They may just sit there and be like, you know what? You have a nice day, ma'am, or a nice night, sir. Nice night, ma'am. Go, you're free to go. And they'll leave you alone. That's another thing you have the right to ask them. Are you being detained or are you free to go? If they tell you that you're being detained, I see some people screw up with this too. They tell them that they're being detained, but yet they want to take off and leave, and yet they want to blame the officer for it, for them resisting arrest or resisting, etc. If they tell you you're being detained, bro, you're not free to go. That's another law that they're actually doing their job the right way. If you're being detained, it means that you are not free to go. But I've seen some people literally try to accuse the officer of breaking a law while having them detained, and yet they leave anyways. They try to say that, oh, well, they couldn't do that to them. Bullshit. Bullshit. If they tell the individual that they're being detained, bro, it means that they're not free to go. Detained means you're not originally under arrest. You're not under arrest. It don't mean that you're under arrest. They need to further investigate a situation. But yet, when the individual leaves the crime scene of the investigation, they can be subjected to an arrest because they left while they was being detained. They was told that they're detained, they should stay there. Not meaning that they should listen to their commands and sit down or whatever. I don't agree with that. I don't agree to that at all. You have the right to stand there. You have the right to stand up. As long as you're not leaving the scene, you have the right to stand up. You know, you have the right, but make sure that your hands are where they can see them. Okay? You have your hands in front of your body. That way they don't assume that you're trying to reach for something. That's another thing people don't pay attention to. That way the investigation could go smooth. But just like I said, if you're detained, you have to stay. You have to stay. You cannot leave. Because they're further investigating the situation. But don't mean that you're under arrest. I'm just addressing this to the people out there that think that I'm just against the law or whatever. It's not that I'm against the law. I just like the laws being ran the right way. And what I'm identifying, what I'm explaining, is a legitimate law that's being ran the right way when it comes to these individuals that enforce those type of laws. That is the law that's supposed to be enforced. How I'm identifying it. I know too much about it in order to identify it and explain it that way. But just like I said, when the official tells the individual that they're detained, they cannot leave. But don't mean that they're under arrest. But this is where people screw up and they could have got off, bro. If they just would have waited around a little bit longer, they could have been set free. But no, they want to take off and try to accuse the officer and yet try to get out of it. Bullshit. Bullshit. That's fleeing. Some of them could get charged, bro. Some of them could get charged with aggravated flight from an officer. Being detained means they're not all the way, like they're not under arrest. It don't mean that they're under arrest. They're just detained because they're further investigating something. But that detainment can go away after they finish. They can either choose to continue with the investigation to try to bring charges, or they could release the individual from being detained. That would represent free to go. Now, when the officer, when you're detained, and then after they finish up with their investigation on the scene, when they tell you that you're free to go, it means you're no longer detained. That means you can go. You can go. But people want to think that they could just sit there and run away whenever they tell them that they're detained. That's bullshit. You cannot leave if they tell you you're being detained. I mean, they can, but they're going to get in trouble for that. Detained means this energy right here. Don't mean that they're under arrest, but it's just they're detained. They don't. I disagree to an individual having to sit down when they tell, oh, just sit on the side right there. You have the right to stand up. You do have the right to sit. As long as you're in that area and you don't leave the area. And you show them that you're not reaching for anything, make sure your hands are where they can see them at all times. I wouldn't be putting your hands in your pocket or whatever that is. I mean, if they patted you down already and you don't have any weapons, then yeah. But even then, though, even then, this is to avoid a situation escalating. But I mean, not everybody is gonna get the concept of that, y'all. Not everybody's gonna pay attention to the details like that. But just like I said before, when the laws are being ran the right way, then it is what it is. It is what it is. I mean, you got somebody out there doing their job the right way that's not fabricating anything about you, that's not doing any of that. You know, you got an officer that's just out there doing their job, but that's what they're there to do. But at the same time, they're also there to protect and serve you. They're not there to abuse you, bro. They're not there to sit there and abuse you and to hurt you. Even if you did commit a crime, they're not there to hurt you. Yes, indeed, you could be punished for a crime, but at the same time, you could better yourself. You could better yourself. I've been in this energy before. I know how it is with the Eight of Swords. But don't mean you're a fucking bad person all your life. You know what I'm saying? Don't mean that you're a bad person. What he gonna do? What he gonna do? People gonna sit there and run their mouth and talk negative. Oh, you been to jail before and all this and all that. But yet, the people that's been in here, bro, are the wisest. Excuse me, y'all. The people that has been in this energy right here are wise enough to not go back. I'm one of those people. It only took a couple of times, bro, for that to happen. But people change, bro. They evolve. They evolve. They evolve. But at the same time, bro, it's like these individuals, I don't know what's going through their head with all this Hierophant reverse energy right here. But some of these individuals that has been here are wise, very wise. Because they know how it is. And some of us out there that has been through a situation where you feel like you're a prisoner on your own land. Some people question me before on here. Like, damn, bro, you must have been in prison for a long time, huh? For how you operate. It's the environment that I'm in, bro. It's the shit I've been through. To the ones out there that felt like they was prisoners on their own land, like you don't feel free. You feel like it's a fucking prison yard the minute you go out there. Like you can't even leave your house without being watched. You can't leave your house without being free. That ain't freedom. That ain't freedom. You can't leave your house without being falsely accused. Bro, it's almost as if you're in prison and yet they're trying to get more charges on you in order to keep you in that predicament. In order to keep you in there. Yeah, that's who some of these individuals are right here with the Hierophant reverse. That was doing that to some of these individuals. But guess what? Their time's up with the Eight of Swords. Their time's up. Sitting there trying to have an individual subjected to nothing but abuse, restrictions. Literally trying to restrict your freedom. That would be oppression. That would be a violation of your right to be free, to travel freely. Impeding on your rights to traveling. That would be connected to the Fourth Amendment violation of unreasonable searches. Then you have someone sitting there impersonating you, making sure that the Fourth Amendment could be violated in order to have probable cause on that, right? That's not legitimate probable cause when you're impersonating someone in order to try to sit there and have an excuse why you should be surveilling someone. That's unwarranted surveillance, buddy. You ain't doing your job the right way. You're violating this individual's Fourth Amendment right, and you're violating their First Amendment also with oppression. You're intimidating them. You're trying to intimidate them, especially when it comes to some of these individuals speaking out about that. And you want to sit there and try to retaliate on them. Authority figures have to keep in their mind, but they have to keep in mind if they took up a government position, they have no right to retaliate. The First Amendment prohibits them from retaliation, revenge, or any type of intimidation when it comes to the individual exercising their First Amendment. People have the right to speak out about an injustice. People have the right to speak out about what's being done to them. And if these individuals so-called try to force their way through force, through threats, threatening their freedom, intimidation, oppression, or any type of threats on their person, they could get in trouble for that. Yes, they can. But this is the trouble that they could be getting into, because it's not only them doing this through the threats of this individual's freedom through the coercion of fraud with extortion. This is through impersonating someone in order for that to happen, in order to have the individual subjected to this type of abuse. Tell me that ain't corrupt, bro. Tell me that ain't corrupt. You think that's the law? You think that they're actually qualified? They have qualified immunity for those type of violations? Negative. Negative. There's no amount of qualified immunity that can immune them from that. Because, like I said in one of my other videos, is it illegal to impersonate an officer? Is that illegal? Because it is. It's the same thing with them impersonating you. Whether it's over social media or however the hell they're doing it, it's still impersonation. And they're using this impersonation to their advantage in order to sit there to violate color of law. To have an excuse of a non-legitimate probable cause, underhanded agenda to violate your Fourth Amendment with unreasonable searches. Once the color of law can be verified and backed up, that right there is going to be able to prove that this is a Fourth Amendment violation of unreasonable searches on this person. And then they're doing this to somebody in a whole different jurisdiction, tracking this individual's whereabouts, watching them, stalking them, while sitting there impersonating the individual that this individual is wanting a connection with in order to try to get them in trouble. Through the color of law violation of fabrication? You mean to tell me this is the law? Because these individuals have to keep in mind, bro, you enforce state law. If you're a city policeman or a police lady or a sheriff, you enforce the state law, bro. You enforce the state law. The city police enforces the city limit jurisdiction of their city limits. Now, there comes a time to where they can investigate when it comes to a joint level investigation with another city officials. But it's still on that level. They're known to collaborate with sheriffs, etc., and other police departments. But there has to be a legitimate joint investigation for that to happen. So therefore, we'll give them that jurisdiction. Give them that right to that jurisdiction, etc. But the city police, they investigate the city limits of that city. Then you have the sheriffs, they investigate the county or the parish. That's their jurisdiction. And then you have the state troopers, which is the police, the state police. They investigate the state. They're the state level police. So they get to investigate whatever city there is in that state. They can investigate any city in that state, any jurisdiction in that state, because that's their jurisdiction. They can go from city to city, city to city, parish to parish. within that state and investigate all of that because that's their law. That's the law that they enforce, etc. Y'all hold on a minute. That's the law that they enforce. But anyways, y'all, like, this is what I have for the reading. And whoever was doing this to this person, bro, like, it don't look too good for them at all. But like I said, when it comes to the laws or whatever, people always hear the bad things about it. But correction, to the ones that do their job the right way, what I just identified a few minutes ago, they shouldn't be put down for that. I mean, yeah, of course people will get mad at them for that, but they are legitimately doing their job, bro. It may not be something people want to deal with, but if there's a violation under that law level on the state level and what they're enforcing, then it is what it is. But if you're not violating any law, you know that you're not violating no law. I can understand for the reason of you're upset, being aggravated and angry because you don't deserve to be screwed with that way. I personally believe, brother, officials should respect people that know their rights, that know their information about the law. Leave those people alone. They should be the first ones to be protected, if you want my honesty. Because they're brave enough to stand up to them. They're brave enough to give them knowledge on what their rights really are. They're not going to go out there and bother the officials and stick a camera in their face. I'm not one of those people that would do that, y'all. Now, even though they may have some suspicious activity that's going on out there, I don't believe in going up to an official and putting a camera in their face when they're not even bothering you or whatever. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. And they do got some people out there that do like to screw with officials like that for no reason. When they're just chilling in their unit, not even doing anything. But to the ones that are doing shady activity and you feel something off and you know that they're doing shady activity, you do have the right to record that in a public setting. But make sure that you keep 100-foot distance from them. Make sure that you keep your distance from them. Now, it is technically protected under the First Amendment for you to get close to the unit or whatever to record that. But that right there is stretching the First Amendment. I don't believe in that. I mean, everybody's going to have their certain ways of operating. I don't believe in going up to the official like that to get that close or whatever, because they can assume anything. You never know how that could turn out, you know? Now, if you keep your distance from them and you record the incident at a long distance and you zoom in with your camera, then that right there is legal. You can do that. You know, if you want to zoom in like this all the way, like zoom in from a long distance, like 100-foot distance from the vehicle, then yeah, you can do that. But as far as getting right there up on them, I don't believe in that, bro. I believe in creating distance, a safe amount of distance, at least a good 100 foot from the official if you catch them doing something shady in a public setting. You do have the right to record them. Some of them may get mad or whatever and be like, oh, why the fuck they recording me or whatever. But at the same time, they can't sit there and retaliate upon you because of that, because it is protected under the First Amendment. Some of them will actually agree with you as I say, hey, you have the right to record. You can record them. They'll tell you that. They have some cool ones out there that will literally tell you that. Even though they may be doing something that may not be right, they would tell you that, bro. Like, you do have that right to record them. Even though they may be doing something that's not all that way, the correct way, some of them will admit to the fact that you do have the right to record. You do. They'll tell you to say, yeah, go ahead, you can record, you know. But you do have that right. Why you think they have body cameras? Exactly, because when they show up on the incident, it's more than likely going to be in a public setting, right? So that right there is recording in the public. You do have the right to record. That's why they invented body cameras. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, they do have some of them out there that will tell you that you do have that right to record or whatever. Some of them may get irritated, like they don't want to be on camera, but at the same time, they know, some of them know the law. They may know that law. They may know the First Amendment or whatever. Like, they can't say anything about it. Even though it may be intimidating, it don't matter. You do have the right to record in a public setting. If you catch suspicious activity with the officials, it's good to just document it down. But just like I said, I told a federal agent this too. I said, when it comes to creating distance, that right there is how I operate through the situation. I don't go up there and get all up close and personal. No, you can't do. I mean, you could, but it will create assumptions. The individual can make assumptions about you. You don't want that. But what I did was I would create like 100-foot distance, at least a good 100 foot, etc. And that's plenty enough distance from the individual and you, etc. That's a safe enough distance. If you want to make it safer, at least 200 feet. But 100 foot, that's legitimate enough. That's plenty enough feet away from the individual, you know, because you don't want to be right there up on them, you know. Like I said, they can assume certain things and get in a protective mode, a defensive mode, and therefore things go south. I mean, you never know. But this is something that you want to avoid, and also avoid on their behalf too, because they can make a mistake they may not be able to take back. I mean, it's all in how you analyze and think about things before you do them. It's all about being smart, being analytical, not overly logical, but analytical, and knowing how situations can get out of hand in a split second. It's all about awareness, having that awareness, etc. But anyways, that's what I have for the read, y'all. To anybody out there that may to anybody out there that maybe resonate with this reading, I thought I'd give some knowledge when it comes to that information. But like I said before, it is legal for you to record in a public setting. But just make sure you keep within 100-foot distance from the individuals. That's what I would do. I mean, some people may do things differently, but I disagree with that. Because just like I said, bro, anything can happen in a matter of seconds. In a split second, the situation could change because they can assume something that it's not, and that's not really their fault. You know? I mean, that may not all the way be your fault either, but at the same time, you want to avoid that. You know? But anyways, that's just the way I observe it. I would definitely keep within 100-foot distance from them. But when it comes to them not bothering you or whatever, like they got somebody out there that's just chilling or whatever, like they sitting at the store, they chilling, I wouldn't go up there and bother them. I disagree with going up there and putting a camera in the innocent official's face just to sit there and mess. I don't believe that. I don't believe in that. Just to try to sit there and bully them. I don't believe that. I'm actually against that because that could be a chill cop, bro. That could be a cop sitting there that's just chilling, not doing anything, trying to enjoy a little bit of break before he has to go on a complaint or whatever. He or she has to go on a complaint. They ain't really got the time to have a camera in their face when they're not doing shit wrong. You know what I'm saying? So I disagree to that, to the one that do stuff like that. But when it comes to the individuals that may be doing something shady to you or whatever, you do have the right to record that. But as far as going up out there to an innocent individual that's just sitting there and not doing anything shady, you don't feel a shady vibe from them. I wouldn't go up there and mess with them. I'll leave them alone. Simple as that. You see them in a public setting to where they ain't doing something shady, I just leave them alone. Just go about your business, you know. Leave them alone. But anyways, y'all, like this was a really intense reading, etc. But this is the cards of what I pulled up, what I channeled about why did I pick up the higher up officials' energy. This is why. Because they have been investigating a corrupt institution. This is them watching them. They have gathered enough information on this institution, and from the looks of it, they could have already got stopped already. But I'm getting that this is well on its way of being stopped. This is why I'm picking up their energy, because of them seeing what has been being done. That's crazy how these cards come out side by side too. Corruption being looked into. This is extreme level corruption. And they're not happy with what they're seeing. You see that look on their face? They're not happy with what they're seeing. This could be connected to domestic terrorism, etc. There could be some domestic terrorism connected into public corruption activity. Yeah, they're not taking this lightly. You see the look on their face? They're not taking this lightly. They take this very seriously. And then you have the Hierophant reverse right next to that. So that right there would be why. A lot of bullying, a lot of abuse of power, tyrant energy. But yeah, y'all, this is what I have for the read. Some of you could be a Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, again, Leo again over here, Taurus right here. You could be one of these signs. Don't have to be. But anyways, that's what I have for the reading for today. Y'all take it easy out there. Much love to y'all. If y'all want to leave any donations, I will have a link in the description box below.